Welcome back again to Shankar's channel. I hope you already have put the first feet on cloud. If not, then do it today itself. So in this video, we are going to cover VPC setup from scratch, how you can have the isolated network created on cloud, and our cloud is AWS here you see on the screen. So VPC creation is a bit easy as compared to other uh, resources creation. The reason I said easy is not that it is straightforward, but since we are only deploying VPC, no other resources yet, and you can refer the repository here. I already have segregated resources in VPC S3, RDS, and EC2. So it is the best practice to split the resources rather than having all of them in one main.tf file or whatever TF file you have in your environment. So it's better, best practice to have a split of the folders or the resources. So now my VPC has main.tf, outputs.tf, terraform tf vars and variables. I already have cloned it in my local, but before I again hit terraform apply, I would like to walk you through what this VPC resource creation says. So it is creating in AP South 1 region, and the cider block it is taking the name it is taking demo VPC cider block is /16, and I also have text applied to it just to identify the name for it because I already have one VPC created as default. So just to have the identification, I put the tags in every of them. So this is the internet gateway. So for VPC, the major components for you to set up is subnet, internet gateway, just to provide the connectivity. And if you are deploying resources in the public subnet, would be exposed to the internet. If you are deploying it to the private subnet, would be within the VPC itself. Okay, so it is referring the same. And now here I have route table to define how the traffic will flow. And this is also a route table uh, defined for the public subnet, right? This is the public route table we have, and the associations I also have is for the public subnet. So no private subnet so far here. And let's move on further. Now I have one net EIP. That means there is a elastic IP assigned for net gateway. So here is the net gateway creation I also have, and that's associated the EIP here. Okay, and we now come to private route table, and this private route table is nothing but how you uh, control the traffic within the VPC, right? How it should route to, and what should be the next hop or the destination. You can define it here only. Okay, so this is the main.tf all about. And now we'll move on to output, what it will be showing at the end of the code execution. It will give us a VPC ID, it will give us the public subnet ID, it will give us private subnet ID. Let's move on to the next file. This is where we define values uh, for the keys that we have in variables.tf. So for region, we have AP South, VPC cider, we have public cider, and the availability zones as well. Okay, and variables, like I said, this is nothing but to define the keys, and default it is this, but if you define anything in tf file it will be overwritten. This will not be countable at all. Okay, so by default we have made it to match it with the values of tf file. So let's keep it as is. You can customize this as a, what how you would like to be. And now let's run Terraform init again in this directory and see if we are getting any error or if it starts installing the AWS components, modules, and etc. So this is I have already cloned the repository. You can find it in here on the public repository. I already have in the single resource. And then we have modules called VPC. Okay, We have successfully run it, and now we are going to say Terraform plan. It will show you what it would look like, how many resources will be created. There will be 10 resources will be created, and the output we would get is what we have defined in the outputs.tf file. Okay, so VPC will be created, subnet will be created, associations and the route tables are created, will be created, net gateway will be created, internet gateway will be created, and the elastic IP will be created. So there are like 10 resources going to get created. Okay, now let me say Terraform apply auto approve. It starts creating the VPC components, and it would not take much time as this is not very complex setup. So when VPC is created, starts creating other resources as well in parallel, and CNET EIP also created. So Elastic IP is nothing but the static public IP, you can say, and I think it will be completed very soon. If not, then I will take a pause and be back. So I'll wait for like 30 seconds here. So it's taking time for the net gateway creation. Meanwhile, I would walk you through how you can get these resources. You can get these resources from the description itself. So if you go to YouTube channel, there will be a description in this playlist of Terraform. And even if you don't visit playlist, just go to any of the Terraform video. You can find the resources, valuable resources there. You can download any of the files you want, and you can also connect with me anytime you would like. So there are some scripts and some documents I have uploaded in the link given in the description of videos. I usually upload videos with the description itself, right? So I don't cover the theory part. I just cover the demonstration, how you get the hands-on, because theory you can learn from anywhere. You have multiple resources available online, and even if you go to some where you will get the resources by default, but no, very rare people tell you what happens when you do it practically. So that's what my motto is, to have everyone aware of how it works if you are interested towards any new and in scope technology in the market. So let's go back again to bash to see. Okay, so we now have the output here. We have the 10 resources created. Let's quickly verify what all those resources and how these were created. Let me refresh this. This is the default VPC I already had. Let me refresh it. Okay, demo VPC is now in place. So demo VPC we have decided range. I think it should be 10 dots. Yeah, here it is. So this is the cited range we have. Now we go to subnets. I refresh this page as well. Now I have public subnet and I have private subnet created, right? With the cited range defined. C slash 24, and this will also be slash 24, but 10.0.0.3 10.0.200 slash 24, sorry about that. Route table, we also have public route table and the private route table. Internet gateway to provide connectivity, we have demo internet gateway, and it is attached to this VPC. As you see, demo VPC, that's recently created. Elastic IP is also created with the name of demo net IP, and this is the elastic IP. You can attach it to any of the resources or you provision like EC2 machine. You can attach this to EC2 machine to have the static IP, but will be accessible publicly. And we also have net gateways created. Demo net gateway, if you see, this will provide the connection via private subnet. If you have the enterprise, if you have the resources and on enterprise level, like it's very restricted, so we generally prefer to go with net gateway. Okay, so this is the primary public IP4 that nothing but the elastic IP that we created. And yeah, so these are the things that we created, and I think it worked like it should be. And if I go back to the back screen, so VPC ID we have ending with 8EF. Let's try to compare it again. 8EF. Okay, so 8EF is the demo VPC. That's correct. And now if I go to uh, public subnet and private subnet, public subnet ending with C34 and 945 is the private subnet. Let's verify that as well. Public subnet ending with C34 and private subnet ending with 9 C94. So that's how it works, the VPC creation in a minutes, in few minutes. So I wish you good luck. You just try it in your environment and make sure whenever you provision VPC or any resources, make sure you do it. If you are doing it in the organization level, just do it in the private subnet and make sure you have sufficient restrictions, inbound, outbound, and NACL. You can configure itself. NACL, if you have aware of network security and access control list. So this is also created, and this is attached to demo VPC. So here I have all traffic defined just to show you, but you can also do the deny here, right? So that's how it works. And security group and NACL works on the subnet level. Make sure you are asked multiple times in the interview what is the difference between NACL and security group. Now, security group works on the instance level. It directly gets attached to the instance, not the subnet, but it maps based on the network access control list. Okay. All right. So I wish you good luck again. Thank you so much for watching.